Underdogs podcast. It's your host T. Lee and my co-host Jock Cowden. The most known unknown will realize.
Was pulling up, they acting like they couldn't see me. Now she wanna clean me up like a squeegee. I told her that's on me, baby, like yellow BZ. With the peanut butter tear like a Reese.
Everybody's plotting on their downfall and maybe not expecting them to win, but they come out on top anyway.
They don't forget the underdog when they see me. I hit them with the John Cena, they can't see me.
We're gonna work hard. We're gonna stay dedicated. We're gonna be motivated.
I don't know. Being an underdog is probably more of a compliment for me.
Out of sight, out of mind. All I'm saying, just be careful who you idolize. I'm kicking this scripture just before the fame. Ain't no cap in my words, I go against the grain.
If you move like keeping it peach and keeping it real, like that's an underdog.
Surpass those long expectations. You're able to keep going no matter what.
You want to keep setting an example for people to follow. So the underdog isn't the loser.
Underdog is really honing in on your talents, dog. Don't let the compliments get you high.
But as an underdog, all you got is you. That's when you at your peers. You have to go through that phase so that you can be prepared for what's coming your way.
Yo, what it do, good people? It's your host Flute with JR. We back at it again. Season 9, episode 3. You feel me? It's gifted, grounded, and going up. Featuring artists all the way from New York and Brooklyn. We got Bossy in the building today. That's going to bring it in. You already know how we do it, man. We gonna get the underdog story from the ground up, straight to the top.
Facts. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bossy. Straight from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, New York.
Yo, what's going on, fam? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling okay, refreshed.
Yeah, I like how you said that. You feel me? It's another day, another opportunity to make it happen, you know?
Exactly.
So, fresh new 24 hours. So, like I say, you know, it's an honor to have you on the podcast platform, you know, to be an artist from New York. You know, we global, not local. So,
right.
Take some time to introduce yourself, you know, like, who is Bossy? And you from the Bronx, right? Or Brooklyn?
I'm from Brooklyn, but I live in
Okay,
Bronx.
so yeah, let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how like those two places and areas shape you and who you are today.
So basically, Brooklyn and Bronx, of course, they two different boroughs. The people act different. They don't act alike. They dress different. Everything is just totally different. And it's like, ever since I moved to the Bronx, like, I realized I don't go outside a lot because certain areas is more dangerous or, you know, things like that. So I realized in Brooklyn I have more family, so it allows me to be outside and travel all over in Brooklyn. But out here, it's kind of like optional because I'm a little too far.
Yeah. So just give give your perspective though, just being up north, because you know, versus being from the South and the West Coast and all that. Like, what makes New York unique though, where you from compared to everywhere else?
I feel like what makes New York unique is basically like being able to travel anywhere, like without needing a car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it could be any type of hours. Stores is open. You could find like athletes, different parties happening, and things like that. So that's what makes it more easy and convenient to live out here. You know what I mean? Than living out of state or whatever the case is, or in the South, and needing a car to get around and do things.
Yeah, you most definitely need a vehicle down south. So
to get around.
As we push like the importance of knowing ourselves, because we big on that, you know, because I feel like a lot of people don't really know themselves today. They just trying to figure it out, you know. But how would the closest person you describe, you know, Bossy, like just outside the artistry, like, you know, like your personality or who you are?
I'm very genuine. I'm very sweet, and a lot of people take advantage of that. You know what I mean? They feel like, oh, she's mad nice, she's mad sweet, so they feel like they could treat me a certain way until my ugly side come out. That's that Brooklyn side that comes out, and it's just like I gotta show them who Bossy is. But it's like in this music game, you gotta act a certain way, you gotta look a certain way. So it's not easy according to how I used to live outside of the music world. So it's a lot of adjustments, you know what I mean? Because I feel like outside of the music world, I'm a little aggressive. I'm a tomboy, you know, things like that. I'm hood. But in the music game, I try not to show that too much. I try to show a more girly side of me, not boyish side or, be a little sweet and genuine, get to know people, network, things
Yeah.
like that. That's how you're gonna get far, by networking and being a people's people. If you're not gonna be a people's person, then how can you get where you gotta go?
Nah, you said a lot with that, because I get it, your
Hmm.
environment and your conditions kind of condition you to be like, man, I ain't finna not be a people person all the way, I ain't really too friendly like that, but
Right.
when you understand you got to get to the next level and you trying to elevate, you got to open yourself up and open your mind. Like,
Yeah. You gotta get
it
gen-
be just, yeah, like the world is much bigger and, you never know who knows who, and building relationships is everything, So it's just a
right.
conditioning in the beginning. But once we realize we different, as you mentioned, being born with a gift and, being an artist and stuff, like, when
Hmm.
did that first cross your mind where you was just like, oh, yeah, this for me?
So basically, in elementary school, I always had music class, and then junior high school had music class. So music kept following me, and I realized that I had interest in it. And in elementary school, I played the flute and I played at Carnegie Hall. So once I was able to instrument, I'm like, okay, now it's go right into to match everything else because my background has skills. I realized by me having a voice growing up, my family told me to utilize it. So that's what I did. And I contacted my neighbor, asked him how to make a track. And once he taught me how to make a track, it was over from that.
Yeah, just fell in love with the music from there, fell in love with the
Hmm.
craft.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because I was surprised of what I was creating and how I was creating it at such a young
yeah.
age.
Yeah, that really be it, because it's like even to this day, it's a lot of I can't explain how I made it. I just did it.
Right. That part.
um, so let's even do a reflection though. We 5 months into the year so far. Like how is this year going for you though? How has it been
I
going?
feel like this year has been going for me very well. Like I feel like my mom had passed December 10th of 2023, and about 3 days before she passed, that's when I went out, realized I couldn't stay in the house. I'm depressed. I'm sad. So I had family members that would tell me, "Come out, come do an event, come sing, come use your voice, come do it for mommy." So after I did that, within that year, it was a little heartbreaking, depressing, and things like that, which of 2024. So now that it's 2025, I'm more refreshed. I'm more accomplished in everything. I had left my job in the midst of that to care for my sister. So now that I got my job back and I got everything organized and maintained now, I'm good. So I'm
Nah,
trying to
that's what's
balance
up.
everything.
That what's up. Balance is everything. When you
Mhm.
unbalanced, you just going. You ain't even
Mhm.
really. It's kind of like you neglecting your mental in a sense, because
Right.
if you need balance, it's like you got to take time to get back to self. But like you say, when you so used to helping other people or help a family or being up for somebody and stuff,
Yeah.
like your mind ain't gonna never fully reset like that, because you always gonna go.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, so let's even reflect on 2024 though. Like, what's some of the biggest lessons you learned, or one big lesson that stood out to you that kind of gave you an advantage in this year?
Never give up. I just feel like it's just never give up. Keep chasing your dreams and things like that, because I feel like when you give up, you're not gonna be where you at. And some people is impatient, you know what I mean? And they feel like by me doing this for so many years or doing this, I feel like I'm not getting nowhere. So I feel like it took for my mom to pass within 2024 for me to win my first Def Jam major label radio play and things like that. So after I won that, within probably a month or a month and a half from being outside, I was like, anything is possible. So since I've been on Hot 97 or Power 105.1, it's like a
Yeah,
lot of opportunities started coming my way. You know what I mean? A lot of people was booking me or they just wanted to work with me, even without paying me. And sometimes that's fine because I got to get somewhere. You feel me?
yeah,
Got to do something to get somewhere. So,
yeah. Nah, hey, the universe is showing out for you right now. That's really what it is. When them doors
yes,
opening and you the only one see it happening,
yes.
like you the one that's gonna make people believe it. So,
Right. And I was
but
offered to like fashion shows and what else? I was offered to do films and different things like that. I'm a
mhm.
brand ambassador of a clothing line or whatever. So it's like a lot of different things that I'm tuned into and tapped into. And I'm also in two magazines. So yeah.
Nah, that's what's up. So talk to us about those underground shows you attended with your cousin, you know, that worked with Sony. Like, what did you learn just being in that room, you know, in them type of environments, like industry environments?
So basically, in them rooms, like I feel like a lot of people be in competition with each other, or whatever the case is. You know, it's a lot of people that might not like your song, a lot of people that might like your song, and sometimes you got to realize the people that don't like your song, it don't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
for real.
one day they gonna like it, they gonna like something. You know what I mean? But we just got to learn to stay humble and just keep doing what you got to do.
Yeah, at the
Cause
end of the day.
too much.
Nah, for real. So you even spent time in college studying digital, you know, media arts. Like,
Yes,
how did that
correct.
impact your creative vision as an artist?
So, me being at Toro College, I only spent about 3 months there because I was in a private school and it was expensive and I couldn't afford it just coming straight out of high school and just basically not having really that much support system. So, um, I feel like majority of the things that I learned from Toro, I kind of knew already. Basically, I was already engineering. I taught myself how to engineer at 14, me and my little brother. So me going to Toro, it wasn't nothing new. It was just being more advanced in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then also, I learned how to connect wires together. You know, I think it's called resistance or whatever the case is. So I learned how to connect them together to create light,
Yeah.
different electricity, you know, because they
Yeah.
said just in case your equipment go out, how you gonna put that together? You know what I mean? So it taught me a lot that I need to know to be an engineer and to record your own music and things like that. So I was
Yeah,
happy.
they're real. Now they're real because I mean, even though a lot of stuff, most of us, you know, dibble and dabble and have a lot of things self-taught, but just putting
Mm-hmm.
us in them environments is just like a pencil sharpener. I came in there
Right.
slightly sharpened, but now I'm really sharp now
Right.
because I see
Hello.
it from a different angle. And I okay, or it lets you know, it give you like, okay, I am on the right path. We're already doing this. But I could have
Right.
just, if I would have just did this, that would take it to the next level. But that's
Right.
really what it's all about, though.
It
But
makes you feel more professional.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it give you like a okay. Even though I
Yes.
ain't get no schooling and nothing behind it, it's just like okay,
Right.
yeah, I was doing the right thing.
Right. Exactly.
Um, so for the everybody watching, the listeners and stuff like that, when it comes to your music, like how would you describe your sound and how it's evolved over the years?
So basically, everybody loves my sound. It always reminds them of a back in the days artist or celebrity and things like that. So for example, I feel like I come off like Keisha Cole a little bit, the back in the days love song in the
Yeah,
90s type, 90s feeling or whatever. But you got some people that think I sound like other artists and things like that. But maybe it's just a mixture of different celebrities growing up that I was hearing, and I guess like all of these sounds just come together. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Trying
It's
to
like a
put together
blend.
a
It's like
sound.
a blend. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
All
So
the
I'm always
ingredients
doing
put
R and
together
B.
in one.
Mm-hmm. So I do a lot of R&B. It's a lot of people that likes my rap more than R&B or my R&B more than rap. So right
Yeah.
now I'm just trying to balance everything.
No, facts. And you also play the flute, you know, like which
Yeah.
is a unique instrument. You know, I feel like just if you're an artist and you had any type of like if you play percussion, play any type of instrument or something, you kind of got
Mm-hmm.
advantage already because you got an ear for music, you know.
Exactly.
So it's like that was it for me. Like I played percussion and stuff in like middle school type, you know, because they put you in these classes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
I ain't really have a choice but to do it. I want PE, nah, you going to music, you going to
Right.
band. So, but
Right.
once I already had like the love for music and stuff, it just all it did was sharpen my ears. Like to this day, like
Mm-hmm.
I can listen to a beat and like the beat tell me everything I need to know. Like
Exactly.
I'm gonna ask you about your formula, but my formula is when I hear the beat, it's like it's talking to me already. My thoughts,
Exactly. Yep.
I
Your
start
thought
humming.
process just makes it
Yeah,
happen.
I
Yep.
start humming the cadence to how I'm gonna do
Uh-huh.
it, and then I
Exactly. Until you start
start putting
putting
the
the words in
words. Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's my formula every time. I don't
Me
be
too.
okay. Then that must be that music
Me
theory
too.
then, because I
Yeah,
can
that
know.
works for me.
I ain't used to count my bar. I be like, okay, this where the hook go at, or this where it end off at, so I know where to stop when I'm writing. But
Exactly.
yeah,
You know
they
when
be
it
talking
comes
about
back.
this many bars that I don't know, bro. I just can hear it. I listen to it. But if you try to ask me
Right.
about it, I ain't gonna be able to, you know. But yeah. So yeah, you got the same type of formula with that too. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
routine. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it.
Fix it. Hello, right? That part.
So even with your song, the one has received a lot of love. What inspired the song, and what's the message you were conveying?
So basically, I was in a tough relationship where every argument was a breakup, and I was just going through it. So I remember a time where he was just laying on the bed, I guess watching TV, and we kind of wasn't speaking like that. And sometimes when we not speaking, I start writing music. And I be telling myself like, "You stupid," because this gonna make me a hit. Like I tell myself that all the time. Like whatever I go through is gonna make me a hit. So I got on my knees in front of the bed. I put a notepad and a pen on top of the bed, and I just was listening to this instrumental and whatever was coming to my head because I had the harmony and everything together. But I started putting the words together. But I started looking at him, and when I started looking at him, all my feelings just started coming out. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Because it's just like you was going so hard for me to be the one, and it's like you're not even treating me right. But if I wanted you to be the one, this is how I would treat you. You know what I mean? And then it's like me questioning, like, if you are the one, would you allow me to call you all the time? Would you allow me to be a shoulder to lean on? Like, things like that. A lot of reinsurance is in the song.
yeah. Nah,
Mm-hmm.
that's real. I'm gonna actually spin that record too, because I was already licking it up. But like even with you being over 100 radio stations, you even got rotation on Power 105.1. Like, what moment made you feel like this is real now? Like, gave you the like, yeah, I'm doing it.
I felt like they gave me my flowers, like, at a time that I needed it. Like I said, when I lost my mom, and I felt like within that month and that month and a half, I felt like I was doing it for fun. You know what I mean? Just going out showing my talent, but I didn't know it was this real.
Yeah,
So when they showed me, oh no, your track is radio ready, I blame myself on why I didn't come out sooner to do what I had to do. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And it's like I tried a few years before I came back out when my mom had passed, but I felt like it wasn't how it is today. And I felt like God did that for a reason, you know?
yeah.
So, and when I did
Everything's
come out, go ahead.
no, I say yeah, everything that just lay out there is and how it is supposed to happen. Like, there ain't
Mm-hmm.
no other way around. Either they say it's already written, but um, yeah, that free will and decision though too. But I mean, when it happens, it's supposed to go the way it's supposed to.
Exactly. And then it's like when I was younger, my cousin, he worked for Sony Records, so he used
Hmm.
to just be judges for a lot of events, and he used to just bring me out just to watch and see how it go before I
Yeah,
was comfortable to get involved. So once I got
that real.
comfortable to get involved, I was already ready and prepared for whatever was around me because I had the experience. But I
Yeah.
always had like a nerve problem, like always was nervous because of how others think or what they gonna say or things like that. So I had to learn to block people out because if
Yeah,
I don't, I'm gonna be nervous. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That
Cause
helped me out.
you're gonna have 100 different opinions. So it's just like you gotta
Exactly.
you gotta cut people out to fully and like get into yourself. Because if I
Mhm.
just ask these 10 people here how they feel, I'm gonna get a mixture of everything. So it's just like
Exactly. It's gonna
nah,
always be
yeah,
criticism. You're
it
never
gonna be
gonna hear.
something.
Exactly. You're never gonna hear what
Yeah,
you want to hear, but in
yeah,
the long run, it's gonna get you somewhere. So.
fact. So even though we talking about your artistry and influences, like who are your top three artists dead or alive, that inspired you musically and personally that you would put in your top?
But like I said, I love Keisha Cole because we
Uh,
have a lot of similarities. She taught her own self how to sing, just like I taught my own self how to sing. So she's definitely number one. Number two, I love Nelly, and I try to be different. And why is that? Is because back in the days, his southern music and how and what he was creating, I don't know, like it just got my attention. And then on top of that, it was they used to call him Dirty ENT. So my
mhm.
nickname is Gertie. So I used to say Gertie ENT. So that's why I love Nelly so much. Like he's just so different, and he just puts out hits, and it's not always about his appearance. Because people be like, "Oh, you like how he look?" No, it's just
Yeah.
different. Everybody, a lot of people don't like Nelly. You know, you don't hear that in a lot of top threes or top this or top that.
Yeah,
So
I ain't. Yeah, you right.
right, so that's different for me. Like I'm glad I'm the only person that's I got of his in the top three. So so if I meet him, he'll see how hard I go for him.
Yeah, Nelly was hard. And who you
Hmm.
put on the last one?
Right.
Who the
And
last one?
huh?
Who the last? Who the number three that
And
made the cut?
my third one, I would say, I gotta think, because a lot of fire artists is out here now. Um, can I pick
It's
an
a,
underground or
yeah. It ain't even got to be
I'm
mainstream.
gonna say my brother. And the reason why I'm gonna say my brother Big Solo is because we started together with this music, you know, and we came a long way. And
Yeah.
my brother is very nice, you know. He know how to come up with different types of music and still be on the radio to this day with whatever he creates. And you know, I look up to him. So yeah.
That's what's up. So, for someone who never heard your music before, like what 2 to 3 songs should they listen to really understand who Bossy is?
Okay, so number one, I would say of course the one, since the world loved that song.
Yeah.
Number two, I want them to touch into my versatility of my rapping. So I would say Get Money, because everybody loves Get Money. And the third one, I would say Woman in Your Life. And that's for my current relationship now.
So, even out of your whole catalog, what you would say is your personal favorite one out of all the songs you've written and recorded?
That's out or not out.
It ain't even got to be out. Just the one that's your song, like your go to. Like you like, man, I don't know how I made this. Like
I'll
this me
say
for
it's
real.
called My Baby, and it's not out
Okay.
yet. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on a EP.
On the way.
So that's on the way.
I was so as we big and heavy on manifesting and everything like that too, because we big on speaking stuff in existence, because the power of the tongue, you speak it is real. If it ain't nothing positive, it's so
Right.
everything's important by what come out your mouth. So
Right. It's
if
irrelevant
you
if it ain't positive.
yeah, for real. So if you can manifest 3 things for yourself before this year over that you already claim and see happening for yourself, what would they be?
I would say a house, a car, and just being in a few films and just accomplishing that goal and creating that income that
Yeah.
I've been looking for. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Because
real
nowadays
talk.
the support system is not as it's supposed to be. In the beginning
Yeah.
it was, but when they're not living your life, they're not going to
Yeah.
continue to be out there with you doing the same thing. So
Yeah.
I'll say that because that's going to generate the income, and I want a better living for myself.
Nah, fact. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It ain't got no choice but to happen. But the mindset
Right.
is what's gonna make it happen.
Exactly.
So speaking of mindset, what's your mindset and energy you can for the rest of 2025? We still got a little ways to go, but we 5 months in.
I'm going to just continue to love on people, ignore the negativity, keep enhancing my career, and keep throwing out dope music.
Yeah. Yeah, I always like to say I put out blue magic like Frank Lucas. It's gonna be addicting.
Right, exactly.
Uh, so so with everything going on, what's next for you as an artist, creative, and a manager? What are you focused on? In this chapter, like what you
Right.
currently working on the projects. Talk about the upcoming performances. Things of that
Okay,
nature.
so I got a performance tonight at Jim's. My manager is Fluff Jones or whatever the case is. Sometimes he be busy, but he help a lot with my career. Also, I have been in a video last night. I've been doing my video vixen type of way. So last night I was offered to come to one of my homegirls' video shoot, and that went well. And I'm also in a lot of video shoots out there. And what else? Like I said, I'm in magazines. Right now, I'm trying to do a clothing brand called Belle Boss,
Yeah.
and Belle in French means beautiful. And
Okay.
I got that name from my dog, because my dog name is Beauty. So I wanted like a dog in me line. So I try to make it to where people gonna buy it, find that right name where people is
Yeah.
gonna buy it and it has a meaning to it. So
Yeah, nah, that's gonna be the most impactful thing. That you gotta have some substance of meaning, just like the music. You gotta get
hmm
something from the music. We ain't just doing this just to say we recorded a song. We doing this because in some type of way somebody gonna relate or went through this, or they just want to feel good. Like
right,
it's that therapy.
right. And how
Uh,
many artists we know that has a dog clothing line?
yeah,
I don't
nah,
even know. Like I can't
nah,
even think not one person. So I try to do
yeah.
things different. Try to be a trendsetter.
Yeah, as soon as you come out with it, Soldier Boy gonna come out the cut and say he did it
He
first.
did it first. That's a fact.
Yeah.
He better go sit down
So
because we did this live video first, calling him out.
yeah, nah, it's noted already. So
hmm
any like memorable moments you had that you would like to share as well, just in your journey, like things that stood out or was like impactful to you, memorable moment.
But like I said, the memorable moment that I have is me winning that Def Jam major stage, because
Yeah,
that was the first winning that I got since I went outside. So that's always gonna be rememberable for me, And having Drewski there, and iHeartRadio showing me support,
yeah,
that will forever be remembered.
nah, that's what's up. And any advice you would like to give the artists as well, like being that you've been around certain individuals and stuff, and you've got so much game to give, like
Right.
you want
Just
to
stay
plant some
focused.
seeds to let them
hmm
know.
Right. Yeah. Stay focused. Never give up. Um, keep living your dream. Never pay attention to what anybody tells you, because it's gonna be a lot of criticism out there. So do what you feel is right. Don't sit there and try to hesitate on things, because the longer you take, the longer everything takes. So
Nah,
yeah.
you ain't lying about that. You got to make it happen because there's no point in saying I'm gonna drop. And I
Right.
get that too because even with me holding on to music, I gotta release it and roll it out now.
Right. And you can
So
keep it consistent. Just let the world know when you're gonna take a break,
yeah, nah,
because life be
facts.
lifing.
Exactly. And that's the thing too. People forgetting like they human. Like bro, everybody go through something. I mean, we doing
Yeah.
all this and making it look good, but that mental health,
hmm
like we gotta, cause life is over here doing what it's doing. But
Right.
how you say the universe is working with you and everything and stuff like that, it's all working in your favor. You just gotta
Yeah.
keep going,
The faith.
keep running the race. I always say it's a sprint, it's not a race. You just
Right.
gotta get it done.
Keep the faith
Um,
and stay positive. That's a fact.
yeah, real talk. And nah, but yeah, it definitely was an honor to have you on the platform. To give
Thank
your flowers
you.
and get the story. This definitely ain't gonna be the last one. We always do follow us. This just the
Right.
introductory right here to get to know who Bossy is. You feel me? So, like I
Yes.
say, from Atlanta to Orlando, all the way to New York, all the way across the country. We international now. So, uh, like I say, just keep going up, like we're gonna definitely run the one record, before we get out here. But
Yes.
last but not least though, as this the Underdogs platform, the Underdogs podcast, like when you hear the word underdog, like what does it mean to you, in
That
general?
we don't be looked at enough. That's what makes us the underdog. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like we don't get the attention that we deserve.
hmm Nah, definitely. I definitely feel that, you be overlooked until you popping. And then when you popping, everybody
Exactly.
act like they was there. Yeah, nah,
Exactly. And I got family in Atlanta too. My cousin's the celebrity bodyguard.
yeah.
His name is Jumbo, Thomas Jumbo.
Yeah, nah, that's what's up though. But yeah, if you when it's time to go across the markets and stuff, Atlanta is definitely one of them places. If I
Definitely
got a
for
couple
research.
information, yeah, I got some information I can send as well with people that'll help you out with the platform. Help you get exposed and stuff. So if you
Okay.
ever come down, you can sit down with them and do interviews and stuff. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
That's
that Nah, definitely respect. But like I told you, we always locked in with the platform. We gonna always share your stuff like it's ours. Like even me being an artist, like the biggest thing is unity. So we gotta come together. So
That's a fact.
I'm big
That's
on
a fact.
demonstrating it. I ain't gonna complain about it. I'm just gonna demonstrate and set the trend and the wave, and people just follow from there, which has been working. I didn't know
Right.
certain things was what it was until I hear about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, most definitely. But like I
You learn
say,
new stuff every day.
yeah, it's always gonna be a learning going on until the end. So you just got to keep your mind sharp and stay busy. But I appreciate you coming on the platform. We're gonna run that one record out right now on YouTube. Like I say, this season 9, episode 3, Gifted, Grounded, and Going Up, featuring Brooklyn, Bronx artist Bossy. Appreciate you tapping in with us.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I appreciate you.
Can I be the one you call when you're out in them streets? Can I be the one you call when you're feeling lonely? Can I be the one? I said, can I be the one? Can I be the one you call when you're feeling real low? Can I be the one you call for a shoulder to lean on? Can I be the one? I said, can I be the one? Been checking you out for a while now. The type of chick that's gonna hold you down, as a rider should be. Show you around my town, just you I want around. The perfect guy right now, and that's no lie, baby. Don't even want friends nowadays. Fuck them, it's money to be made. Right now I got rent to be paid. Money sign written all over my face. Independent, go getter. Never needed no man. I just want you, baby. I will roll with you, I will ride for you, I will die for you. Do anything, I will lie for you, I provide for you. The realest bitch that you ever seen, I'm down for you. I'm down for you, so tell me what you wanna do. Can I be the one you call when you're out in them streets? Can I be the one you call when you're feeling lonely? Can I be the one? I said, can I be the one? Can I be the one you call when you're feeling real low? Can I be the one you call for a shoulder to lean on? Can I be the one? I said, can I be the one? Be the one that makes me laugh, never be the one that makes me sad. You know you always been that perfect man I want so bad. Yeah, baby, be the one for me. I knew that since day one we met. You never ever left my side, my type of guy, cause you here to ride, yeah. Hold me like you used to. Hold me like I want you. Don't want no problems. Been in relationships before, we ain't just starting. Just know I'm here today. They give you everything. Playing my position, baby. And I want you to be my husband. Can I be the one you call when you're out in them streets? Can I be the one you call when you're feeling lonely? Can I be the one? I said, can I be the one? Can I be the one you call when you're feeling real low? Can I be the one you call for a shoulder to lean on? Can I be the one? I said, can I be the one?
Rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up her mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda granite. Lean color perk, you would think it's pomegranate. I see flying saucers finna roll another planet. It will fall in place if it's meant to be organic. I got crazy lingo, you would think I'm speaking Spanish. I'm something like a pie, never leave without the cannon.
I'm enlightened, check, I got stones around my neck. If you pay attention, I teach her how to earn respect. I walk around with a tag like I'm mad at the rail. People do any damn thing for a check. So what if you got signed labels, throw them on the shelf? I don't ask for help, I just go within myself. Hard times I prevail, I bust nuts hang, cause it don't got no curfew.
Gold mouth,